This is a podcast all about Bears. You either cheering for this team or just pulling your hair. I like to take a minute, just sit right back and tell you how I became the #1 Bears fan.
That boy's Benny Hunter.
Cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. And Antelope is where I spend most of my days. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down, bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. As you guys are already aware, the NFL Scouting Combine is underway, and the Bears are in the market to fill a whole bunch of holes on the roster, and that includes wide receiver. And something that GM Ryan Poles has stated already at the Combine in his interviews is that the Bears could be big game hunting for a reliable wide receiver that can bail out the QB. And obviously we already know this as well. The Bears are linked to multiple day 2 receivers that include David Bell out of Purdue, George Pickens out of Georgia, and Christian Watson out of North Dakota State. And all those wide receivers would be great options. Receivers that get open, receivers that have big play ability, and receivers that would definitely bail Justin Fields out at times. But what I wanted to talk about today is that could the Bears reunite Justin Fields with his old friend and Chris Olave? During this week in interviews at the Combine with players, Chris Olave would welcome the opportunity to catch passes from Justin Fields again. Chris Olave stated at the Combine this: I feel like we can complement each other very well if we got to play together again. Let me tell you something, Bears fans, and I know you guys may clown me a little bit, and I understand this is probably just a pipe dream, but this would be an absolute dream if we were able to reunite Justin Fields with Chris Olave. At the beginning of this draft process, Bears fans were screaming, saying, we need to go get Chris Olave. Obviously, there's also Garrett Wilson from Ohio State, but we understand that he's going to probably be a top 15 pick. Reuniting Fields and Olave would be an absolute dream, and you have to understand that when Fields was at Ohio State and lining it up at Ohio State, Chris Olave was one of his top targets. Check this out, Bears fans. In 2019, Olave caught 49 passes for 849 yards and 12 touchdowns. A year later, he followed up in 2020 with catching 50 passes for 729 yards and 8 touchdowns. And you have to remember, that was an abbreviated season. When you're thinking about what Ryan Poles said at the Combine about going big game hunting at the receiver position, looking for receivers that can bail the quarterback out, I think Olave would do that for Justin Fields and much, much more. And you have to realize that the proof is in the pudding. There's so many examples of these quarterbacks, these teams have their quarterbacks and then going back and getting their old college receiver. For example, Burrow and Chase with the Bengals, Hurts and Smith with the Eagles, and Tua and Waddle with the Dolphins. And for me personally, it would be an amazing sight to do the exact same thing and witness that in Chicago with Justin Fields and Chris Olave. And like I mentioned, some may say, hey, Keek, you're absolutely nuts. This is a pipe dream. And you're probably absolutely right. When you look at the mock drafts, a lot of people have Chris Olave being drafted in the later part of the first round. But there also are a couple of mock drafts out there that do have Chris Olave falling to the second round somehow. Even though Chris Olave is an outstanding receiver and probably one of the better receivers in this year's draft, there are a lot of first-round receivers in this year's draft that may fall into the second round, and that includes Chris Olave. There are some mock drafts out there that actually have the Bears having a legit shot in getting Chris Olave, and we have to understand that, yes, he is a first-round talent. I feel like Chris Olave is that good, and there also are going to be other teams that are eyeing Chris Olave in this year's draft. But you can't hate me for wondering if the Bears actually have an opportunity to get Chris Olave. They should definitely jump at the seam to bring Olave to Chicago and reunite him with Justin Fields. And I think it would be an outstanding draft pick for the Chicago Bears, especially knowing that he is, in fact, a first-round talent. So if they do have the opportunity, I would definitely say go get Chris Olave, reunite him with Justin Fields, and I guarantee you Justin Fields would be really happy with this draft pick. Of course, you can't just get Chris Olave and not figure out the offensive line situation, right? I don't think Justin Fields would do anything without offensive line, right? But I think it would be a good start if you were able to bring Chris Olave to Chicago. And I'm going to ask you guys this, and I want to know your guys' truthful opinion. Do you guys think that the Bears actually have a chance to draft Chris Olave? I know some of you guys in this video will think I'm crazy. You guys will probably think it's just a pipe dream. But crazy things happen. A lot of us didn't even think that Justin Fields would drop that far in the first round last year. And I know he was a first-round pick, and we're talking about Chris Olave dropping all the way to the second round. But crazy things happen every year in the NFL draft. So just answer that question down below in the comment section. I would love to hear from you guys. But before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to get all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. And make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, I'll be back for all new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic.